So I think it's safe to say that when it comes to Playmates toys, they could possibly become the ones that produce the shows, the reboot, or a possible animation show for the kiddos, right? But for the most part, I say the future of Power Rangers is very bright. Just go and support, the reinitial line and the remaster edition of MMPR Season 1. And go support it, run those numbers up because we really do need some future Power Rangers content because for the last 2 to 3 years, we ain't had shit. So yeah, shout out to the fan club for this. Let's get to it.
Name for the new Playmates toy line because they are trying to reignite the flame that went out from Power Rangers. It has been a long time since Power Rangers was a #1 brand, but back in the day in the early and mid 90s, this was the #1 show in kids entertainment. Now, fast forward over 30 years later, and Power Rangers is in a weird spot. But we wanted to talk about what to expect this year and what to expect next year and the year after. We know that they are working on a bunch of Power Rangers merchandise to be released this year and next year. But what about an entertainment show? I've got some fan theories and some ideas. Let's talk about it, break it down, hit that intro, Rangers. You are watching the fan club.
You're watching the fan club.
And you're watching the fan club. Do you know what time it is? And you know what time it is. It's time for the fan club. Let's go. Hey! I can't do this on my own. Cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the fan club. It is your boy Dan Brosnan in the building. We are so happy to have you guys. Welcome to the show. There has been a lot of Power Ranger news the past month, which is pretty exciting, especially coming out of 2024 when it was just the hiatus year from hell. There was not only no entertainment news, like for a show or a movie, but there was no news at all for toys. It was a weird year, but at least this year in 2025, we just saw that first look at the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reignition toy line from Playmates. And like I said in the intro, Reignition is the perfect name for this line because they are trying to spark that flame again that made Power Rangers so freaking popular. We know that they're coming out with like an AI reversioning of the show, and season 1 is coming out in July. I wonder how they're going to release the other 2 seasons. Will season 2 come out around, November, December, or will we have to wait for 2026 for both of those, right? It's interesting. I don't know what they're going to do, but we found out a few days ago that if they go forward with an entertainment project like a TV series or a movie, Playmates could be leading the operation. They have the power to do it, and they're basically taking Power Rangers by the horns right now, and they're going to ride that horse a few times and see what actually happens. Now, based off of the first line of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reignition, they're getting into a bunch of different stuff. We even saw some collectible type figures. We saw some $10 flip heads. They said that about 90% of it right now is going to be aimed at kids, but there is a small percentage that will be for collectors. And as of right now, honestly, we had so much stuff with the Lightning collection. I want to see what they do for kids. And the last couple years that Hasbro had it, they didn't do much for kids if you really thought about it. Like the Cosmic Fury line had...
I would have loved to see Playmates handle Cosmic Fury because of the Rangers themselves, the weapons, and I would love to see them somehow just redo the Morphers because I have a gut feeling that it's going to be 10 times worse than what the Power Morpher looks like when the non-pushable buttons on the side of the Morphers. But at the same time, I just want to see, other stuff besides, Mighty Morphin. And we know that we're going to end up getting Mighty Morphin for the next 3 years, which I have no problem with it whatsoever because, it sells. You know what I'm saying? So if you give them time and if you support it enough, they'll probably do other seasons besides Mighty Morphin. All you got to do is just support it.
Was like a fourth of the line we're used to from Hasbro or Bandai, stuff like that. So this line is actually pretty good. They got 8-inch figures, they got flip heads, they got collectible figures, they got swords, power morphers, blade blasters, dragon daggers. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out, and it's all priced effectively. I'm wondering if they are going to, release this as the taste tester and see what happens. If all of these figures get bought up and people are streaming the show, I think there is a way better chance of them jumping on to a new Power Rangers project. And my next question is, if they actually decide to do a Power Rangers project, what in the hell would that be? Because we're like jumping into Mighty Morphin again. Do they want to keep Mighty Morphin going, or do they want to do something original? Now, we know that there was this Jonathan Entwistle project when Hasbro had the full control, and they canceled that and instead gave us Once and Always and Cosmic Fury. What does Playmates think about an adult show? Or are they showing us with the toys that we're focusing on kids right now, meaning that if we get a show in the next year, it's probably going to be a kid project. Now, if it is going to be a kid project, that makes me believe that maybe there is a chance again that they could adapt Super Sentai, or maybe it's going to be animated. Maybe they're going to do something completely different. But if they are going in the kid route and want to save some money, the Sentai suits are always just chilling. In the last few years, they've given us some decent suits like King Oger and Kira Major. I wonder what exactly they're going to do in the future. We do not know. However, I have a feeling that we're going to find some news out either by the end of the year or next year in 2026. I don't think we are going to see any type of new show this year. I think there's like a 0% chance of that. They already announced they're making a reversioning of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers using AI.
I would be honest though, I've already made like dozens of videos on what I want to see in Power Rangers entertainment wise, as far as like the Sentai adaptation, or you could just better yet make something original. Whether it's going to be based on Mighty Morphin, but if you are going back to the Sentai route as far as like adapting the Sentai, I would have probably guessed they're going to probably change up the fight scenes, like the unmorphed fights, like how the original Saban era was and the Disney era was. Like, I want to see unmorphed civilian fights. I want to see blows to the head instead of body to body all the time. Like, I know sometimes martial artists struggle to like focusing on the body all the time. I mean, Mighty Morphin did it correctly, but I just feel like, to me, if you want to appeal to a new generation of fans, somehow you're gonna have to change up the fights and the story instead of making it cheesy and campy and corny and whatnot, because that's what made Power Rangers a joke in the first place, because it's just too damn campy. So what I would have done was, if I were to go and adapt another Sentai, change up the story, bring in new writers. Because why do you think the MCU and the DCU and other shows, other kid shows, are taken way more seriously than Power Rangers? Because look at what it's doing. Like, if you hook up something with, more original, whether it's aimed towards teens, like teenagers and adults, while being a family program at the same time. I mean, why not just take the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise route, for example? Like, that franchise is for family. Kids love Sonic, adults love Sonic, so it's a mixture of both. John Cena is the kid's hero, but he also has adult fans as well, even though I hate the nigga. Even though he recently turned heel, which I'm now a fan of John Cena now. You somehow reinvent yourself with the Power Rangers brand as far as like the TV shows and movies is concerned, with the writing they're carrying on. Fans and newer fans are going to end up being interested in the products, visual effects, stunt coordinators, fight scenes, and storytelling. And of course, you cannot forget about the toys. I thought about this long and hard when I was thinking about the Blue Beetle, the movie. How those visual effects look. They could look good on a TV show and in movies at the same time if you have the right people in it. That's why the Mortal Kombat reboot is coming out in 2025 this year. Not only that, but the trailer is coming out this summer. And we're going to get our first glimpse of what the characters might look like. And the visuals are going to be 10 times better because the movie has the budget this time and it's going to have a tournament in it, right? So while all of that is going on, what about the Power Rangers? Knowing Playmates, they've never done like a TV show or a movie before. They have the power for that. If done right, their Power Rangers will be back to its glory days. Same with the Commanders. In 2024, we were back to the glory days, even though we lost 6 games, but we kept going. We kept getting better and better under Jaden Daniels, coach Dan Quinn, and manager Adam Peters, and owner Josh Harris and Magic Johnson. The Commanders are back to where they used to be, and that's a good thing. So if you look at those elements of how every franchise can reinvent themselves, the Power Rangers could also do the same thing. It's all about the renaissance. Same with WWE.
Lie, and a lot of fans out there don't really get it. They think that AI is going to create a new show or make new effects. I think it's just a really good remaster that's going to happen.
Right.
Now, we'll have to wait and see the final project and what it actually turns out to be, but I don't think they're going to remake the show with AI. It's just color correcting and making it look more modern, making it look
cleaner and fresher.
Now, with that being said,
like in 4K.
Forward, it shows that they do want to have some type of entertainment stuff with the toys, and they can only do Mighty Morphin for so long. And I wonder, is the Reignition brand something that they're just going to continue to make, because there's so many Mighty Morphin characters and different things that they can do. Like right now is a lot of season 1 stuff, and I know there's some villains out, but you could just keep releasing Monsters of the Day, the season 2 Zords, the White Ranger, like your Rocky, Adam, Aishas of the world, and then season 3 is all the ninja stuff. So we're talking 2 to 3 years at least that you could push Mighty Morphin. What are the chances that we get another line? Now, I know they're working on the collectibles. Will there be other Rangers? They said that they could work on other Rangers if they wanted to. The whole catalog is at their disposal. So it also makes me think that they would be up to making a new show to push these toys. Now, I think Mighty Morphin is going to be the guinea pig for them. They're going to get a better idea of what the numbers are, and then that's going to tell them what to invest in and how much to invest it in. Now, this is the year where we're finally getting merch again, the year of merchandise, 2020.
And I think that's the one thing that the fans need to remember, that last year we didn't have shit. We didn't have no entertainment, no toys, and none of that. It was all gone. Maybe Readers Rewind, the video game, but we're talking about the toys and the TV show, right? So I think the fans ought to be happy about what we're getting in 2025 instead of pouting and complaining that it's going to be Mighty Morphin. But if that's the case, if you don't want it to be Mighty Morphin, what the hell are we supposed to be getting then in 2025? Explain that to me. Do you want us to just go original, wait 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 years for them to come back and just say, hey, here's a brand new Power Rangers. Here's an original this and that. We're not going to be doing any more Mighty Morphin. Y'all's ideas are just so damn stupid. That doesn't make any sense. I can at least be grateful for what we're getting in 2025 right now. I love all the other scenes that's besides Mighty Morphin. Mighty Morphin will always be my first, but not the Alien Rangers. Let's get it straight. But other scenes like Town Force, Ninja Storm, SPD, Dino Charge, Dino Fury, Cosmic Fury, Beast Morphin Season 1. Look, all I'm saying is that Mighty Morphin will always be the focus on any brand, whichever they take, they're gonna probably do a toy line based on Mighty Morphin regardless. And then once the toys come out, you're gonna end up complaining more. The same reason why y'all started complaining about Hasbro first Lightning Collection Wave in 2019 or 2020 when they first came out. Y'all were just complaining left and right about how the face looks, how the toy model looks. Y'all were just complaining left and right. Now, here we are, 2 to 3 years later, y'all still complaining about it. It's like nothing about anything that a toy company can do will satisfy any Power Ranger fans. Nothing will ever make y'all happy until it benefits you. If it's other seasons, you'll buy it like shit. But if it's Mighty Morphin, you're not gonna buy it. Stop the bullshit. You're gonna buy the toys regardless. If you have kids, you'll probably buy it for them. That's the reason why you're hating right now.
New show. I know the reversion show's coming out to Netflix and YouTube, but it doesn't count as a new show. It's just a remastered version, right? It'd be like if they said, oh, they're coming out with a Star Wars remaster for episode 3 because it's the 20th anniversary this year. It doesn't mean it's a new Star Wars movie, right?
Exactly.
So,
and honestly, that's what I'm saying about this Mighty Morphin Season 1 remaster. They all think that it's going to be a brand new show. The AI is going to suck. If you go on Instagram and you see clips of Sentai and Power Rangers, whether it's from Saban, Neo Saban, Disney, Hasbro, Netflix, whatever, whatever. You can clearly see the details and how clear it looks. Looks fresh. It looks in 4K. It looks better in 4K than in its original form. Because when you look at, older seasons and, the English version of Power Rangers, the Sentai footage looks kind of blurry. Then the original version of Jew Ranger and whatever Sentai that is based on Power Rangers, where Power Rangers is based off of from, you're going to notice how the Sentai looks way clearer than Power Rangers. They just made it look blurry but Americanized it somehow. But all I'm saying is that AI could probably help make the show look better, especially in season 1. That doesn't mean that they're going to probably make a new show out of it. Same show, same style, but using AI to clean up some bad qualities so the kids can enjoy it. Nowadays, AI is used way more often in movies and video games and shit. That's just me being truthful. Like, I'm being honest when I say this. AI is definitely being used in art, video games, movies, and TV shows when it comes to remastering stuff. Same thing when video games like God of War PS4 remastering all 3 games. And it looks way better, it looks clearer, it looks cleaner, and it looks 10 times more crispy than with the PS4, with the PS2 and 3 used to look back in the day. Even though the graphics were changing. But I'm saying it's that if you remaster everything, the graphics are going to look 10 times better and cleaner.
Appreciate and like what they're doing, but as a fan, especially an adult fan, we always want more. I'm not going to lie. I'd love to see something new, something that would just make my jaw drop. I'd love to see
I'm not
some
gonna
adult
crash out
Power
about
Rangers.
like y'all
I'd also
do on
like to
social
see
media.
a show for the kids. I wish they could give us both to us. I'm not for sure what the future holds, but it looks a lot brighter than it did a year ago. I can promise you that it is a fun time to be a fan again based off these new toys that are coming out. There's a lot of cool features and we're excited about. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Once again, shout out to the fan club once again. And at the end of the day, I'm grateful for what Playmates is doing. We haven't had nothing for the last 2 years since Power Rangers ended in Cosmic Fury. But for us, like, them adapting a new Sentai, possibly. If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it right. Just let them cook, let them see what they can do, and yeah, we all set. So what are your thoughts on my thoughts and opinions? Do you agree or disagree with what I'm saying? Do you agree with the fan club have to say? Mention the original video will be down below. And yeah, I'm out.